Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the infrastructure stock in our country today is far from being adequate. This becomes even more evident when compared to countries such as Brazil, Turkey, India, and South Africa. The federal government recognizes the need to bridge the infrastructure gap in our country. Consequently, the President Goodluck Jonathan-led federal government of Nigeria has just completed the preparation of a national integrated infrastructure master plan to guide the nation's investment in key infrastructure in the next 30 years. Although the priorities of the Nigerian government in the next couple of years are to focus on good governance, which means security of lives and property, law and order, and providing enabling environment, human development, which include education, healthcare, skill acquisition, and capacity building, the race sector, which include agriculture, manufacturing, mining, oil and gas, and of course infrastructure, which include power, road, rail, and other three priorities, and vital to the success of the transformation agenda of the federal government. The various reforms embarked upon by the administration of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan GCFR in the last 2 years in the different sectors of our economy are yielding desired results, which are transformational in nature. You may ask, what are the indicators? Today, inflation has been reduced from 20.4% in 2011 to about 9.1% in 2013. The current expenditure has dropped from 74.4% in 2011 to just 68.7% in 2013 in an irreversible downward trend that will lead to a positive ratio in favor of capital expenditure. In 2012 alone, the amount of foreign direct investment in our economy stood at $8.9 billion. Stock market capitalization has risen by 66.2% since 2012 to about 11.8 trillion naira. Diversified revenue base, which has brought contribution by oil and gas to 70% in May 2013 from about 90% that was the case in 2012, while increasing the contribution of the other risk sectors. Number of insurance policy holders has increased from 700,000 in 2010 to 1.5 million in 2012, and the upward trend continues. Not only has the rail line between Lagos and Kano been reactivated, but the number of passengers carried by rail has risen from 1 million in 2009 to 4.2 million in 2012. With the steady revitalization of the Port-Harcourt-Maiduguri rail line and the completion of the sidings on the Lagos-Kano rail line, this number will more than quadruple in the coming year. Cargo transportation via our waterways has increased from 2.9 metric tons in 2011 to 1.2 metric tons in 2012, and it is still rising. Travel time on most federal roads has been reduced substantially due to the improved condition of our roads. And only recently, ABC Transport Company and manufacturer in the Punch newspaper of 20th May 2013 slashed its fares as a result of the improvement on our national road network. Improved passengers' comfort and navigational aids at our airports, and removal of import duties and charges on aircraft and spare parts is helping to develop the aviation sector. Reduced clearing time at the port from 39 days to 7 days, the destination being 48 hours, which is already in operation at the online ports. Increased power generation from 3,514 megawatt in 2011 to 4,500 in 2012, with a projected total of 7,000 megawatts by December 2013. When the NIPP projects come on stream. Increased domestic food supply, which has been put at 8 metric tons in 2012, represented 70% above the set target. Increased mobile phone subscription from 14 million in 2004 to to about 150 million by 2012. And many more positive development in the other sectors of our economy. Ladies and gentlemen, very often the weight of our nation is over-exaggerated. I say this because whatever we earn in oil and gas becomes very significant when translated into per capita income. And you know the reason why. You know why? Because of our huge population, 167 million people. Smaller countries with the kind of oil revenue that we have as a nation, with a population of just under 15 million, when you compare us directly with what they have achieved, you miss the point. Because the real thing is, what is our per capita income? If with what we earn in oil and gas, we have a population comparable to the population of Ghana, which is just about the population of Lagos State, I'm sure we will be able to point to quite a number of things we are able to do with that revenue. It is in the light of this that the government in recent times has pursued the diversification of the national economy. In all this, for me, the diversification of our economy from a monoproduct economy with oil accounting at a time for about 95% and above of our revenue is truly transformational, because today the mining and agricultural sector, among others, are now occupying a place of pride in our revenue strategy. The import of these indicators, ladies and gentlemen, is that citizens of our country are being empowered by the improving economic environment consequent on better infrastructure in a way that enables them to engage in productive and profitable ventures. This, to my mind, is the hallmark of transformational leadership, which brings about sustainable development as citizens are better positioned to sustain their productive activities consequent on improving infrastructure and economic climate. Let me reiterate that infrastructure is the bedrock of development in a society. A solid and adequate infrastructure base would translate into an increased aggregate output and flourishing economy. Researchers have traced the development of infrastructure in Africa and concluded that there is an urgent need for transformation. It is therefore gratifying that the President Goodluck Jonathan's administration, at its commencement, launched the transformation agenda. And it's not only in the process of bequeathing a national integrated infrastructure master plan to Nigeria, it is already implementing the contents of that plan, which will have the salutary effect of truly transforming infrastructure development in Nigeria in a sustainable manner that factors in the involvement of the private sector. And this will make our citizens become freer and better able to pursue happiness and extend the opportunity to pursue happiness to other citizens. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, transformational leadership is related to participative and collective leadership paradigms. It calls on all of us, citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to play more than a passive role in the governance of our country and our constituent states. In this dialogue and engagement between leaders and followers, citizens must play an active part. Otherwise, we will never attain the lofty goals and aspirations of the novel leadership style that is called transformational leadership, which is more than ever needed in our country today. I thank you all for your attention.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the agreement that this paper delivered is not transactional, but transformational. You see, people criticize our president, but there's one thing you can give to our president. He is adept in putting square pegs in square holes. And this is one of the square pegs, square holes. Architect Onolememen is right now providing a benchmark for measuring success among office holders in Nigeria. Please put your hands together for him.